Hey y'all, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Last time we got a lot of construction done. We finished off a few floors of our heavy modular frame construction. I did a lot off camera though. I've built 2 lines of foundries over here off of our big old smelting array, and I think off camera I'm going to move this line over to here, just slightly over to make it more match that one. It doesn't look very good to me. But I built a huge, I think 13 long, 12 long, another smelting line here, and then 2 foundry lines here. All of those are currently hooked up, sort of. These 2 foundry lines are not, they'll be the last thing that I actually hook up, because down here we've got all of our assemblers that I built last episode. That's a whole lot of assemblers. They're all hooked up properly. Everything's ready and raring to go. Down here I got my 5 manufacturers ready to go. I did some math and it actually looks like I'm not going to be able to have any excess on the modular frames. So we're just making heavy modular frames in this building. I might be able to come in and pilfer some modular frames every now and then, but I don't really need them all that often anymore just to build the assemblers. So I'll just grab some out of those and we'll be okay. And down here we have 50 constructors, 4 lines of 10, each making 150 steel steel pipes that are being used in this whole thing. And then that last row is making wire. Is that right? Yeah, no, the last row is making screws. Screws for the heavy modular frames because, yeah, it's just easier that way. And then once I get everything all hooked up, everything will come to life, and we will start to make our heavy modular frames. The last thing that I need to do in order to complete this project, though, is 1, get up to the top of the building. The last thing I need to do is complete this layer, this floor. Because this floor will have all of the constructors that I need to make all the wire and iron plates for the reinforced iron plates downstairs. And I just had a thought. Where the heck am I getting the iron from to make the iron plates? Because that's all iron. I think that's copper. I think that's all copper. But it's all being used. Oh crap. I need to go figure this out. Oh. Never mind. This big old long line of smelters here is all producing iron. Where's it going? Up and over. That way. I gotta go find it. Oh. I never finished it. Like I never finished what I was gonna do. What? That's feeding those 2 lines of smelters. How the... Wait a second. This is screws. Why do I have steel going into... Hang on. I built it wrong, that's why. So now I can have all of this iron feeding in here using 15 per minute for all of the screws, and I've got, what, 10 of those? That's 150. How much am I making over here? Jeez. Did I do something wrong? So those screw manufacturers are only using 150. I'm making 390. I did my lift system wrong or something. So if I'm only using 150, maybe I need to have another... Oh, I know what my plan was now. See, I got so confused with everything else that was going on. Okay, that iron flows into here. No problem. And out comes screws going up these 2 lifts because I'm making 900 screws a minute. Can't fit that on 1 belt. So I got to do 2 450 belts. Not a bad idea. But then on the other side, yeah, on the other side I was going to have the excess iron coming out this way. Or not. What did I do here? So I just brought that lift up from down there with all the excess iron from there. What are these 2 lifts? God, it has been a little while. Oh, okay. Those lifts bring them down. Gotcha. Okay. I can handle that. Okay, so now that all that is set up, God, it's been a couple of days since I did this part, so bear with me as I try to remember what madness was running through my mind at this point. But now I believe we have all of the inputs and outputs set up for this floor. We can finally make the last two components. Wait a second. What are those two lifts? Alright, well this lift is supposed to be bringing down the iron plates to get to this floor. So why do I have one over here? What the heck is going on? What was I thinking? What are these?
What are those?
Oh. This one brings down half the wire. That one brings down the other half of the wire. Because these take 75 per one. And I've essentially got 13. So that's way more than one belt can carry. So that's why that's happening. Now I've got it figured out. Yes, this one is bringing down the iron plates. That one's bringing down the wire. Half of it. That one's bringing down the other half. And then this other lift over here, if I remember correctly, is bringing up copper. Yes, okay. Whew. Alright, so I did need that lift to bring up the excess iron. Gotcha. Oh man, little mini heart attack almost right there. Oh well, we've got it all figured out now, so we're set. You know, I think when the game comes out proper and I start over, I'm going to be redoing this idea. Where instead of having these come up like this so you can see them moving, I'm actually going to be building like a one platform long or deep wall where stuff can move up and down. I think that'll be cool. So we got walls and floors that stuff can move through. It'll be awesome. But as for right now, we've got work to do. I need to build, I think, crap, I forgot my numbers. I think I need 16 constructors on either side in order to make this work. So, let's get to building. There's half of them. Now to build the other half. Alrighty, now that they're built, there's just one question. Which set's gonna build which? I don't know. The copper's coming up on this side, so it'd be logical to send it into these to make the wire. But then the lifts for the wire are over there to bring them down. So it'd be better to have these over there going that way. And I don't know. I don't know. We'll just do stuff. We will make it work. On second thought, since this one's going down for the wire, and that one's going down for the wire, it would be better to have these making the wire. That way, we could split it very easily coming out of those. And then these two, one's coming up with iron, the other's going down with iron plates. So I think when we go up with the iron, it needs to come out over this way, just like that. So that's the iron coming up to make the iron plates, and we're going to bring that over there. We're also going to have the iron plates coming out this way, so I need to have an out belt, which needs to hold 240. And I just noticed, here's this little Easter egg. Big lifter. B19L1F7R. Big lifter. I love it. I love all the little Easter eggs in this game. They're friggin' amazing. Okay, so that's a Mark III. So we've got to have a Mark III belt feeding into it. Like that. Okay, now I can get all the iron plates from over there, bring them into here on a Mark III belt. And then we have this one, which is a Mark V belt. You can tell by the little railings on the side. See them? Right there. And that one over there is also Mark V. We need to have half of these outputs lined up into here and half of these outputs lined up into there. And we need to bring the copper over here. How is this gonna work? it'll be easier to work. See, I got 10 and 3, and 6, so 8 on one side. Huh. You know what? I'll figure that out later. I just got to get all of the inputs and outputs set up on these so that we can get to work. Something I just noticed about these constructors, though, they have this grate on top of them, but if you are looking up at them from below, that grate's not there. Graphical glitches. After I went ahead and built all of this, hooked it all up, almost completely with the belts and everything, I realized I'm only going to have 240 iron going through all of this. These use 30 per minute, and there's 16 of them. I don't even have that many smelters down there for feeding up here. I only need 8 of these. Whatever. We're just gonna deal with it. I don't even care anymore. Like, I'll fix this off camera. I'm gonna hook it up, we're gonna get it running, and then I'll just fix it later. Meanwhile, need to work on the wire. In my haste to make sure everything was hooked up, I forgot that I'd already pulled the copper on in, so the wire's getting made now. All the wires being made now. I just gotta hook up the iron and the coal, and we should start seeing some heavy modular frames coming out. Everything should be hooked up properly. I may have to do some troubleshooting, so let's come down here to the very bottom floor. Ow. But let's go over here. I have some coal and some iron here. We're going to run the iron. Are these both on 7? Yeah, they're both on Mark 6 lines. Mark 5 lines, I should say. So we're going to run the iron into there. The coal. Oops. That out one. The coal into there. Which, yeah, that's working. Okay. So all of these should be coming online now. Yes. Good, good. And then here, I've got more iron coming in. And more coal coming in. So, let's run... Wait, let's do this one first. Coal... and iron. The only problem is now I gotta go actually get coal on this line, so I'll be right back with that. In the process of hooking up all of the resource lines, I ran into another problem. I totally misread or miscalculated how much iron I was going to need. So, with that in mind, I need to just increase that by tapping some stuff over here that I've already actually tapped, but I'm going to re-tap it. I've got those already feeding into the factory, but I'm now going to repurpose these over here. I've got 2 normal nodes that I've already tapped that are feeding over to there that I'm going to redirect off to this. This is a monstrous project that I seriously underestimated. And I'm paying for it now. So, what do we have over here? We have some Mark II miners. Right? Yeah, Mark IIs. Oh, goody. I need to upgrade these to Mark III, head them off that way, and get them feeding into the steel. Ah, this is so crazy. Alright, so now that I've tapped those other 3, I've got the coal miner down there and 2 more iron miners coming in on some stacked lines here. Coming around that and then feeding on in over here. We've got plenty of resources to run all of our smelting materials over there, which is great. So, next thing we need to do is we need to finally get all of the finished materials hooked up on this floor to feed into these manufacturers to get our heavy modular frames, and then we are done finally. So let's get to that. But first we need to troubleshoot. There's no iron coming to my iron plates up here. What is going on? That would be why. Yay! Excess iron going up now. Okay. So that's working. And all of these screws should be headed up right over there. Good. Awesome. Screws are the first things that have gotten here. Wait, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 item elevators here. Which means I've got everything set up to come down here, like reinforced or encased industrial beams, steel pipes, screws, and then this last thing is the modular frames, which are going to take a little while to get done because I've got to get the iron plates down here making the reinforced iron plates, which are also not getting any wire. What is going on here? Oh. I know exactly what's going on. Alright, stuff's moving and grooving up and down, going through the machines. We're making some making some modular frames. So now those are coming up here. Nope, down. So now those are coming down here. We've got everything we need in this subfloor to be able to make our heavy modular frames. Now it's just got to get it all hooked up. And just like that, our first one is done. Oh, this is some spaghetti mess down here, but it's working.
It's working! It's working!
There it is. Okay. This project is now finally done. Slowly but surely, the other 3 will come online. But all that is left now is to put the walls on this and call it a day. Whew, this was a tough project. All sorts of crazy things needed to happen, and the belt work. Oh, the belt work was just ridiculous. But anyway, so we will start our next project, of course, in the next episode, and that will be our oil refining area, which is, I'm thinking, gonna go out over here. Also, I can now take down that building, because that's all this building was doing, was making heavy modular frames. So that building can go away. As you can see, I've already taken down some of the other stuff that was our old base. But now we're going to build a gigantic oil refinery out here, making all 3 types of products that come out of oil: the plastic, the rubber, and the fuel, because I need fuel to fly around and junk. But with that, I'm going to call this episode here. So, if you liked what you saw, please hit that like button, subscribe to see more, and y'all come back now